Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to another episode of Homeworld Mobile Ultimate Guides here on Vertical Bar Media. Today we're going to take a look at the new event, Treasures of Nimbus, where we get to see our first look at the next installment of flagships. So the first flagship here, the only flagship that we're going to get to see is basically an updated tier shark. This is going to be called the Seeker Nomad as a tier 3 flagship. Basically, it has 4 weapons mounts. It has an integrated sensor with it, an added targeting range of 100, decent hull and armor, agility. We can go through and look at it has a standard tier 3 engine, so nothing spectacular there. But if you're in tier 4, it's going to be really easy to upgrade tier 3 stuff. In addition, it's going to have an integrated sensor with it, the Nomad Sensor Array. This is fixed, cannot be changed, but base amount for tier 3 includes a detection count of 5, analyzing strength of 300, and an analyzing reliability of 150. This also gives us a sensor range of 135, which is by far the most of any flagship available at this time. As I said, this has 4 weapon mounts, so it's going to have 2 small and 2 medium. Obviously, it comes with kinetics already mounted. These are tier 1 kinetics, despite it being a tier 3 flagship. So you're going to want to go ahead and change those out as quick as possible. Moving on to the bridge, this is going to have 3 universal slots, a single operator slot, 2 comm slots, and an engineering slot. I think this is going to perfectly replaced my current flagship in this area. Now it only allows me to have 2 escorts and 4 squads, so it's not going to be like the tier shark. Well, actually, yeah, it's going to be like the tier shark. It had 2 escorts and 4 squads. So a little bit disappointing there that I won't be able to take 3 controllers with me, but generally speaking, it's going to replace this carrier that I've had here for a while. This has been my main, like, signals, low-end signals, and low-end strikes carrier. I like it because it can have 3 resource controllers, but I do like the benefit of maybe having a little bit more sensor power, a little bit more scanning strength, and the abilities that come with the tier shark. But I'm going to go ahead and switch back here because one of the other new elements of the market is the new sensor packages. So I purchased a Epic already, the Epic basic sensor array. So basically I'll show you what this is going to improve from mine. My detection power is 400, analyzing strength 525, and reliability is 120. With a detection count of 4. This serves pretty well. I was going to upgrade it to tier 4, but thankfully I saw that this updated before I ever got around to upgrading it. So we'll go back to my sensor array, change it. We're going to add the basic sensor array here. So this is going to bring my sensor range up to 120 from 80, 90. And this is also going to bring it up to 640 for detecting power and analyzing strength and reliability. So this is going to basically double most of my stuff besides strength and the count there. I'm going to get an additional one here. And we'll see, I get some buffs here with my my legendary officer. I got plus 200 analyzing strength, and reliability remains the same. Now I will need to upgrade the sensor eventually at some point. I won't necessarily right now because it's already been an improvement from what I have in my system, so I can just continue to upgrade there. And those are the 2 main things. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the event market, and then we can kind of go through the some of the other cool stuff about this. So we'll see that the event tab's up here. You also can access it by this little icon on the left side. The Nomad pack is going to come with 6,000 Animat and a tier 3 already fabbed Seeker. So this is not a blueprint. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for essentially the time to produce that. They also have a 7-day premium pack that's going to include premium week 1 time, and this is an activated manually, so this is something that you can store later, it looks like. Let me know if that's wrong, but Adamat 3000, so that's a nice little pack. They changed something about this. They said that there's a bug. I'll pull up the announcements here. It looks like they've already fixed this. So instead of only the RE4 packs, you'll now be able to just directly purchase these resources. Um, so there's now 7 of those packs available. And then we get this random officer. This is going to include 16% charging respeed. Now, it doesn't seem like a whole lot. It seems like you're going to need to level them up quite a bit for it to be useful. Because essentially the scanner recharges it recharges 3% every minute or 30 seconds. So every 2 minutes, yeah, roughly 6%, and it scans back. We'll see that there are a couple more modules. Now, be aware there is a bug that I purchased 2 of these blueprints, and then I fabricated one of them, and I used both blueprints. So hopefully there'll be a refund for that with that purchase. But just be aware of that. If you purchase 2 and try to fab only one at a time, it's gonna burn both of your BPs. So be careful with that. We'll see that there is the tier shark that you can now purchase as a blueprint in this event. Previously, this was only a money cash purchase. I already purchased the T3. Something disappointing that we're going to see here is that there's pretty much only Nimbus merits that we can purchase for either ADA or for PP prestige points. So just be aware of that. There's not going to be any kind of donations this cycle. Generally with Nimbus events, there aren't donations. It's only the faction events that have or donations and stuff like this. And then we have a premium purchase here. So 3 days for 99. That's a pretty good deal. I'm definitely going to get those. But I just want to save up to the end. I actually had a bunch from the previous Nimbus event. So these Nimbus points up here, these Nimbus merits, they actually hold over from previous events. So at the end, if you have more, don't worry about it. Don't go and spend money on it, because it was nice. I had about 2,000 when I came into this event, and I was already able to purchase stuff without spending any ADA or anything like that. Now, when you're going through this, I'm just going to sell these right quick because I want to see if I can sell them. Okay, so that's actually I already sold them. Never mind. So let's go ahead and look into what the assignments are for this event. So we'll see this event's going to last about 10 days. The first of basically the daily for today is scan it up to 150% using the batteries. Now we'll need to go to tier 4 and do some scanning finds. Make sure that you scroll down. This is going to be where you donate the finds. It says something about Lazarus base here is distributed, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just basically we gotta go do unidentified sensor probe missions. Now I'm not going to use this fleet. I'm actually going to cancel that because this is a tier 4 fleet. That was a tier 3 fleet. It's just meh. It's just meh in tier 4. So let's get this all equipped up. Cancel that order. And I'm not going to set up my Nomad right now. There's just too much. I gotta do modules, you gotta do internal modules, you gotta do weapons, officers, all that kind of stuff. So that's just not what I'm gonna deal with right now. I'm just gonna switch over to my awesome combat fleet and combat some stuff. Did I already switch out that sensor? See, this is kind of the problem because I made 2 sensors so that I could put one on that flagship and one on this one, and boom, now it's gone. All right, so I'm gonna switch these back right quick. Give me a second. Actually, just make sure. I mean, yeah, that one's maxed out, but the other one's way better.
Watch for debris. Come get some. Watch for debris.
All right, and we're back. So we'll see how this sensor compares to a tier 4 level 7. So we see 640 analyzing strength, 640 reliability. So we'll see that I get a nice bump to my sensor range. I also get amazing analyzing reliability buff because the base I think is the same 640. 127. That's interesting. Okay, so yeah, so I basically just get an increase in sensor range and increase in analyzing reliability. I think the sensor range boost actually comes from me having sensor modules on my flag, on my battle cruiser. I like to see a little further. So that's cool. This still isn't going to improve my targeting range, which I think is only improvable by getting new flagships. But let's go ahead and find some tier 4 systems. Let's go hunting. What do I need to get? I actually have assignments for tier 4 progenitors. Okay, so let's just go. The eye at that way. She'll hunt them down. Overall, I'm pretty excited about this event. I really don't like that we're not able to donate. I understand the reasoning behind it that the Nimbus events aren't necessarily like not being hosted by a faction or something, right? So like these are basically missions from our own government. Um, but still, it's just I feel like without donations, you don't have access to as many cool things as you want. Now, the signal probe missions are going to generally be these these rare missions. So you only need to scan up to rare to get them. But I'm going to go ahead and just use some batteries and keep on scanning. I want to get at least a couple of these because I think there's going to need to be at least 10. And then we'll see if there's any epic ones as well. There are no more signals in the systems to detect. So that means that there's actually no epic signals in this system. So be aware of that. When Joanna comes up and says there's no more signals to detect, that means that we've detected everything and that charging up to epic isn't going to necessarily give us anything. Now, she will say other things like our detection strength is not powerful enough to detect anything in the system. So we'll see this. We'll see a little bit. You generally see different things depending on what the actual matter is. Now, if you go into your player profile, you can actually change that by turning off only essential dialogue to show no dialogue. She just won't say anything, and you'll just keep on scanning. So I feel like that's a problem that people generally run into is they scan stuff, but they're not actually they press the button, but they don't know why it's not continuing to scan. All right, so I've got a few in here. Let's go ahead and clear out these lost mining cargoes and shipwrecks and stuff. Those are my favorite. I love these things. So many parts. Ooh, 3 scanner batteries, rare ones. Yeah, T4 is loaded up with goodies. I do kind of miss that there's not as many insignia missions anymore, but oh well. I think they'll balance it out. I think that maybe we need to see these shipwrecks and officer cryopods come with some insignias in them just to kind of displace the loss of those. But we'll see that these sensor probe missions are just gonna basically be relic missions, but they're just going to be rare. So we're going to see more enemies. They still come in the 2 waves, so we'll see 1 wave and then the second wave follows. But we'll see rare enemies, and they're going to generally be guarding this. It's actually looking like they are dancing around our relic here.
Move order confirmed.
Alright, so once that's deployed, once I've kind of neutralized the area, you can deploy your collector. If you don't know this, you can drag and drop units, and they actually move to where you drop them to on the screen.
Docking with carrier. Docking with carrier. Docking with carrier.
Now, this is going to take a lot longer than other missions have taken. Generally, the relic missions, even with the maintenance collectors, is really fast, but this one's taken, looks like, close to about 30 seconds. Definitely having, well, looks like there's 2 waves that came on this one, and they're actually not nice to my collector.
This is one good fleet.
They're not.
New heading set.
No.
Green line confirmed. Engage move attack confirmed.
I don't like my collector. Okay. I'm gonna give him a dock command here. That actually automatically collects it, and it allows me, just allows that collector to get out of the line of fire. Generally, like when a collector is actually doing a job, like collecting or repairing, they become hyper aggroed by the enemies. Basically, target them. Honestly, I do the same thing, right? Like you see some collector repairing your enemy, like yeah, start destroying the collectors. So it's not, you know, totally out of line for them to actually do that, but it just kind of sucks. But once you actually give them the command to dock, after they've collected their unit, they'll automatically deposit it in the flagship, and they'll no longer become an aggro target. They'll generally just dock right there. Now, this doesn't change if that unit is the only aggro target, is the only target in that vicinity, right? So if you send that collector off somewhere to collect something far away from your flagship, and they're the only target in the area of a bunch of enemies, it doesn't change their targeting signature there. It only changes their targeting signature when they're in a group with you. Which obviously makes sense. I mean, I'd still continue shooting the collector, even though if the collector like dropped what it was doing and like ran home, right? And still start shooting it. Probably a war crime, but most of this game is war crimes anyway. Alright. I'm actually gonna just go ahead and start getting this collector as soon as possible. Because it takes a long time. It looks like, I mean, I got the initial wave here, there's another wave that spawned in, and that last mission had a third wave. Let's see, 6 enemies now. Ah, yeah, see, a third wave popped in here behind us. I'm gonna reposition my destroyer just to kind of put it in between the collector. Definitely want to prioritize these assault frigates because they pack a punch. Missiles, assaults. Take out the missiles. Yeah, so even after 3 waves, I did do tier 1 and tier 2. They seem to only have 2 waves, so it might be like a staggering scale, harder difficulty. But all the tier 1 and tier 2 missions that I did were rares as well, so I wasn't able to find any common sensor probe missions. So just be aware of that. You don't have to you don't have to actually scan these signals. But I do have progenitor stuff that I need to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But I don't think there's anything else with this event. Oh yeah, let me show you how to donate these. Now, I'm not going to be able to do this until this progenitor activities mission finishes, but let me go ahead and position myself and then finish the signal and show you.
Move order confirmed.
On our way.
Okay, so auto battle's off, they're positioning into place. Okay, so we go to internals, we go to assignments, and then you click the calendar event here. Now you'll see that I need to do a performance test still. I need to fully analyze 3 T4 finds. These are scannable objects, not system objects, right? So these aren't signals or liaisons. I need to do like the shipwrecks or the lost cargo or something. So yeah, this will need to be done. The stress test was charged to 150%, and then also we need to donate these. So it looks like these are all independent. I need to donate this one, and then 2, and then 3. Let me finish up here. I got 2 here. Continue this. Well, I need to do this for my daily anyway. Got to do your dailies. Can't forget to do your dailies. As bad as a psychological trick that is. Daily login rewards. Ooh. Pew pew pew. Pew pew pew. Now the sensor isn't going to necessarily change anything about combat, right? It's not going to make any of your flagships any more powerful. It's going to give you that boost in sensor range. So this blue bubble here, this is the distance between the brown, yellow, maybe this line here. This is the targeting line. So this is where if an enemy passes this line, my flagship can start shooting at it. The blue line is where it should reveal that there are enemies. They're no longer just like little boop, boop, little scans on the radar. All right, so that's done. Let me go ahead and claim these 2 rewards because I can't forget to claim my rewards. And then we'll go look at the assignment page. That'll be the last thing. All right. So now we'll see here. This was literally just updated like 2 days ago, but this is, you can no longer do these assignments and collect them or donate them apparently in the during missions when you're actually in combat. So we'll see. Oh, that's interesting. So I have 2 now. I can donate this one, 2 of 2, and it'll clear that one. So I don't necessarily have to do them in order. I can collect 4 and then do that one, and then like collect 3 and do whatever order I want to. But just so you know, now I can't go back and do this one. Yeah, that's it. Looks like we will be just getting a lot of sensor probes. So we'll probably just go ahead and scan a couple T4 systems. I'm gonna probably run the relics missions in here because need some more relics as well. But as for that, yeah, looking forward to exploring these new sensors and getting some new content from our Treasures of Nimbus event. All right, Commanders, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to do your dailies. Bye.